Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome, friends, to Math You Should Know. This is Mr. S talking to you today about some math facts you should know. Today on MISK, we're going to talk about writing percents as decimals and writing decimals as percents. Yesterday, we did pick up on the word percent and knowing that it's meaning part of 100. Hopefully that comes really clear today. And also a strategy that we used yesterday, we're going to incorporate today. Firstly, if we're changing a percent to a decimal, I want to remember that this side is where the decimals go, and over here is where my percent goes. If I start with 48%, I will bounce the decimal, which exists right there, towards the decimal side, because I'm changing it to a decimal, to come up with 48 hundredths, or 0.48. You can say 48 hundredths, 48 part of 100, equals 48%. I want to go the other way. If I have a decimal, and this happens a lot when we're figuring out grades, figuring out batting averages, figuring out percent of my income that goes to buying Mrs. S some really nice clothing, we will take the decimal which exists there, and instead of moving it towards the decimal, I'm going to move it towards the percent side, yes, because I'm changing it to a percent. So bounce, and now the number is 36%. So you could say 36 hundredths equals 36%. Here's a number, says 56%. We would like to change that to a decimal. Step one. Let's make sure we know the percent side. Let's make sure we know the decimal side. There it is. Okay, left and right, 56%. And if I'd like to change it to a decimal, first question I ask myself is, where is the decimal? Yes, the decimal is right here. It falls between the 6 and the percentage sign. Now I'm going to use my bounce strategy, which people in my class love. Bounce. Put the decimal in a new spot. So we could say that 56% equals 56 hundredths, or 56 part of 100. Slight curveball. We're going to do the same exact strategy. There we go, the percent over here, the decimal over here. I'm changing to a percent to a decimal, which means I will be moving this way. Let's write the number, 8%. Where's the decimal? Correct, it's right between the 8 and the percent symbol. Strategy is bounce. Put the new, something missing. There's nothing there in the tens column. And in maths, when there's something missing and there's nothing that goes in it, we represent that with a 0. Right. So, there it is. So 8% equals 8 hundredths, 8 part of 100. My math brain feels good when I hear that. One more example. We're going to flip the script. This time we have a decimal, and we're going to change it to a percent. Nothing really changes. Still have a percent side, still have a decimal side. Now this time, though, the direction that I move the decimal is important. The bounce is important because I'm changing to a percent, and that's right over here, which means I'm going to be moving from left to right towards the percent symbol, and I'm going to bounce, new decimal. So 38 hundredths equals 38%. I hope our bounce strategy really helps you today. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to the screencast today. And that is the maths you should know.